All right, what's up? What's up? Check, check. Back again. Here we are finishing the day. I'm finishing decently green today. BWV was the winner. This thing went from $3 to $8. Pretty much gave opportunity the whole day. But yeah, I did finish up $205 on the day. I was up at my highest. I was up about 350 and then started to give back on EAR. Gave back a little bit on EAR. And then I think I did have another hiccup somewhere on BWV, one of the breakouts. So finishing the day, 205. At the highest, I was up 330 or something around there. But it could have been such a bigger green day. There was just two instances where I really butchered some trades. Here's my intraday P&L, and which I will show you. But I do want to take a look at my profit, my total winnings, and my total losses on the day. So 205. Accuracy was a little bit bad today, but my risk reward was near 1-to-1. So my profit factor is 1.5. So pretty decent stats, right around the average of where I usually am. But we did make 617 and ended up giving back 412. And at one point I was up I had 400 in gain and I was down 100. That was when I was up $300, and then I took a couple of big losses. But I guess I retained about 33% of my winnings today, which is, I guess that's okay. Obviously, I could have done better, but I did start to size down after that loss, and I didn't really make too much more back. So we'll go through the trades for today. QNRX right off the bat. This is what I traded right off the bat. QNRX. And this thing. So started trading around 7 a.m. for TOS. And I started to get in anticipating the break of the high. But my idea was just to get in a small starter position, and then if it worked in my favor, I would add to that position. So I wasn't looking for a big position right off the bat, but I did end up taking a 20 cent loss on about 300 shares. So 20 cent loss is about, on this is about what, 3%? Yeah, about 3% loss on QNRX on 300 shares. So that equated to about $50 or so. So right off the bat, starting the day with in the red, and that has been really the theme the past 3 days, is just starting the day in the red, and it's really starting to make me question whether or not if I should come and wake up at 6-7 a.m. to start trading, because the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the day, I have not been profitable this month. So I'm thinking about maybe switching my time that I wake up to around 8 a.m. and then maybe sit down and start getting ready at around 8:30. And then because just recently here, let's pull up just on the month what time and day I am performing. And so here are days and time. Yeah, I've been red pre-market. So 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. down, 8 to 9 down, and then I start making my money around 9 a.m. So I'm thinking I should maybe stop waking up around 7 a.m. But then again, like the time that I do, like if I do end up, tomorrow, stop waking up at 7 a.m. and I start waking up maybe at 8 a.m. or I could sit down at the same time at 7 a.m. and then potentially try to stay disciplined the best I can and not take any trades, which is also going to be difficult. But the thing is like the day that I'm going to do that is probably going to be the day when pre-market we see something run like 100 or 200% right in pre-market, and that's not that's not what I want either, because then I don't want to miss something like that. So it's a little bit of a FOMO and a little bit of strategy, deciding whether or not if I should wake up. I'm thinking I might finish out the week, but since I'm more aware that I'm not performing before 9 a.m., all of my red trades pretty much pre-market. So about, is that 400 or so, $400 to $500 in red from pre-market. Most of it is probably from that big red day that I had earlier in the month, but you know, still red pre-market. So I think that what I'm going to do is just wake up at the same time normally, because I do have a schedule, a sleep schedule, you know, wake up same time every day, and I'm pretty much programmed to wake up at the same time. So I don't think I'm going to change it, but I'm going to do my best to stay disciplined, not overtrade pre-market, because I just, you know, I can't really have any winning trades pre-market the past couple of days, so I don't want that to continue. So that's QNRX, and I didn't do much after that. Then I went ahead and I traded EAR pre-market. Here we had, I was thinking we could run up to the pre-market highs. So I did start getting in on this dip on the first pullback. After this, we had this nice run from 220 to 265. Started getting in on the pullbacks and didn't hold up. So that was a loss here. And then here I was trying to get in a starter to look for some continuation up towards the highs, but that didn't hold up either. Then I went ahead and I traded BWV. This one had a nice rip from 25 to 27, breaking out of this consolidation. So did see that we could have potential up towards the pre-market highs. And I did get in on the first pullback, but kind of still going sideways. And then on this pop here, I got in at 57, looking for the break of this candle, maybe a run up to 28, but we had a little bit of false breakout, cut it immediately for a small loss and a very small share size as well. That was BBBY. I didn't trade that at all the rest of the day. Very, very choppy today. But one of the meme stocks. BWV now. Pre-market, trading this for the break of the pre-market highs, anticipating the break of 366. So kind of getting in here at 48 for the break of 50. And 52 getting in, but these are both break-even trades. And then here, got in at the highs here at 359 and got caught in this false breakout. So I guess I could be a little bit more patient on the dips and be a little bit more confident buying on the dips if there's volume coming in to anticipate a front side. But then again, it didn't even hold up at all. Then I went and traded BWV for the open. This is the one I was looking for the open for the break of the highs, 367. And on the daily, we do have some room. So 367 was the pre-market high. So we had room up to the break of this high at $4. So if we can break $4, then our next area of resistance on the daily was probably, so it's $4. Next area of resistance, maybe 460, and then 520s, and then after that, all the way up to 7. And this thing just ripped all day and broke through a lot of resistance. And very strong move. So yeah, BWV right out of the gates. I was looking to get at least one trade on this. And if it really worked out and I really felt the strength on this, then I would size up. So BWV 380s. So my first position here was at 364, 100 shares. I was like, all right, 100 shares. And then I'm going to add another 100 shares at 370 after we broke through the high and then take that profits. Now I'm like sizing up. We had this huge volume candle. We're holding over the pre-market highs. This thing has a really good chance of running up to 4. Now I bump it up to 250 share increments. Now trading this with 250 share increments, getting in here on this pullback, and at 84, 1,500 shares. Yeah, 1,500 shares, and then selling it, scaling out for the break of 4, and did sell some. My best sell was at 406, so not too bad. But I did leave a lot on the table here. It went from, after 406, it went all the way up to 480. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And then after it ran up to 440 in this candle, I was looking to get into that next dip at 338. And then I got 338, got a nice fill at 449, so a nice 11-cent win there. And I was really dialed in on BWV. I could have even sized up more, and I'm surprised that I didn't bump it up to 500 share increments, and because I could have really nailed it. 432 to 436, kind of just scalping this range. After we have a huge volume move like this, this is almost 2 million shares per 1 minute candle. All eyes right now are on this after this huge move, and the range is going to be very volatile, and so that's why I'm very good at kind of just scalping the range after a big move as it's forming its next bull flag. If it's forming its next pullback move, I'm able to kind of just scalp the dips, and then right off the lows it'll snap back to like 10 cents higher, take my profit, look for that next dip. As it dips down low, get a starter in off the low, and if there's buyers coming on a tape, then you add to your position, it snaps back another 10-15 cents, take your profits. And so that's really good opportunity to make some money on the 1 minute, just scalping the 1 minute candles on a very high volume volatile stock. And then also then you have to keep an eye on the bigger picture, because on BWV we did form a nice ABCD pattern, double bottom down here off VWAP, holding VWAP, curling back up, and one last pullback under the break of 450, and then you could have got another 50-cent move. So if you're able to kind of scalp the range here, and then even here off the 9 EMA, if you can see that, yeah, we're kind of forming a flag here coming into the 9 EMA, and it hasn't yet retested the 9 EMA, so it's the first time touching that 9 EMA after a huge volume move. It's likely to have some support, and we're still kind of fading into this level. If you can see the bigger picture, you can see that this bull flag could produce some continuation, so then you can look to start sizing in, risking the lows, and risking a closing underneath or a flush underneath the 9 EMA, and then looking for that next pop. And so if you could have done that, you could have easily got another 30 or 40 cents here. However, it did not give any sort of continuation. But yeah, not too bad on BWV. And this whole move from the open to from 9:30 to about 9:38, I was up 300 bucks or so, 250 bucks. Very, very good. However, then here I did kind of botch this. This is the one trade that I really botched. At 41, I got in starter at 41, just kind of feeling it out. And then I added to the position as it was breaking out, and I got in way too high. Well, no, it wasn't on this one, at 73, still kind of high. I wanted to get in at 460, but it immediately just didn't even give me an opportunity to buy at 460. It just immediately jumped to 480. I got filled high, but I still took a quick profit, nice $60 profit. And then now it's testing $5, and I get in for the quick pullback underneath $5, starter at 484. Now for the retest of 5, I'm trying to punch it again, another ad for the break of 5. Right when it's at 499, I hit buy, and my order goes all the way up to 515. I get filled at 515, and then it turns around and dumps all the way back down here at 480, and it turns out to be a losing trade. That was very, very stressful, because I was like literally a millisecond away from, if I would have punched it a millisecond sooner, I would have filled before the break of $5. And so I immediately just gave back about $75 or so off the top, and that brought me from about 330 or 350 or no, 325 to about 250 on the day, and left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. But that is what it is. I mean, sometimes you can't get the best fills. I hesitated a little bit too much, I think, on the break of 5. I was a little bit nervous that I thought this wasn't really going to continue as much. But yeah, I should have gotten way more aggressive up in this area because it was still front side, still high volume coming in. And it really didn't have that like terrible false breakout that we'd usually get to signal a backside of the move. And then a double bottomed here at the VWAP. Holding VWAP is a really good sign that's going to curl back up. So should have gotten a lot more aggressive in this area and for the break of 4-6. But, you know, there's always shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You know, you can never really hit it perfectly. I don't think I've ever had a perfect trading day. I don't think it works like that. But, yeah, here we go. BWV consolidating the rest of the day. Finally starts curling up. And at this point, I'm like up like 200 to $170 on the day because I took a loss in ear. Well, let's go over to ear first, and then we'll look at the rest of BWV. Ear was just really choppy, really stressful. So we went over to pre-market. Market opens. Take a nice trade here for just a feeler on ear for the break of the highs here. So 6 cents there. And then here for the break of 3, I get in for the break of 3, and it pulls way back, and I take it for a loss, and then it finally bounces and comes back up. I was looking for that break of 3, but I did cut my loss really, really, really tight, only 5 cents, so less than 2% loss on that one. Here is a break-even trade here off the dips. Here's a nice 5-cent trade here off the dip at 94 off the 9 EMA, which isn't too bad. And here, a bunch of range trading. I'm kind of anticipating a curl back up. I never quite get it until finally get it around 11 a.m. curling back up. And I get in here, but I buy this pullback. So I get my start in at 86, and then I buy this pullback. We pop up. I take my profits. And now I'm looking for the next setup. It does end up riding this 9 EMA. This would have been a really good starter down here at 85, but I did miss it. Breaks through $3. Looks like I got a little bit of FOMO there. I bought a little bit high there. It wasn't as aggressive as a move as I thought it would be. Then it finally starts to open up at 319. I get in at 319 for the break of the highs. So right on that breakout level. No, sorry, 314, 318. So adding as it's going up, taking my profits and getting back in, and then taking my profits. So total about 3 cents on 1,100 shares. And I still was holding that 100 shares from 303. So that was a nice 8% winner on 100 shares. And then this is where it got really ugly. I get in on the pullback here, get in on the pullback here at 319. It pulls back, so holding the previous high, and I'm looking for another bounce, maybe up to the 30s, and then maybe up to 350. I was thinking we'd see some continuation because we were seeing lots of volume coming in. But as soon as I bought, it was holding for a second, and this is when I started to size up because I thought, I was like, all right, this is going to give some good opportunity. I'm starting to get some winners on it. So yeah, I sized up 250 share increments, 319, adding at 322. It's kind of bouncing in this area, and then in an instant it just flushes down here, and I panic sell all the way down all the way down to 305. So I lost about 15 cents on 1,000 shares. It's another $150 there off the top. And that's what put me from up 350 to now only up, or I was up like 325 to like only up 175. So that really took a big chunk and confidence out of me after that one. And then I started to size down. And I did end up curling back up, trying to just scalp a little bit, take some trades here and there. And then here again we did break out, but false breakout. And didn't really make much back. Maybe about $30 back from that loss. So that was ear, and then I'm only up about $200, which is still kind of my daily goal. My daily goal is about $200, which is about $200 a day is $1,000 a week, which is $52K a year. So it's a little wage. So that's my daily goal. That's kind of the benchmark that I want to hit every day. That's my goal. And so, to be up 325 and then get back to below my daily goal, that was a really tough thing to kind of face. And BWV does start curling up, but I'm still very reluctant on this stock. I didn't want to get stuck in a flush. That's always in the back of my head now, because kind of not really the high day volume. So it was kind of I was a little bit nervous, but a lot of these, not really, one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. 560 up to 564, that wasn't too bad. Here's 599 up to 603, all small share size, very, very small share size. The really good setup was, for the break back over $5 and $5.15. So we topped up here at 489, pull back for the break of 5. You want to get super aggressive here, volume coming in, riding that up, taking some profits, and then scaling out as it's riding high. This thing went from 5 to 555. That was a 10% move. I really could have made a lot of those gains back. Then here we immediately flashed down, and that got me a little bit nervous, but it did start forming another bull flag here, breaking out again. Here's another 1 minute bull flag here, holding that 9 EMA, riding higher. Really, it could have been a really good day if I was a little bit more in tune into the market. About midday, I started to get really, really tired. I've already been trading about 5 hours. I'm starting to get a little tired. My head's like down here, and my arms. I'm ready to take a nap, and so I had to walk away at this point. I just didn't have the mental energy. I started seeing this breakout, and I was like, I just didn't have the energy to be buying. I was just so wiped out, and I just saw this thing started ripping, and I was like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna go lay down. Went to go lay down, and then did start curling back up, but again, very small size in this area. You can tell my nerves are starting to get to me around midday on BWV after the loss on ear. It did throw a wrench in my confidence, and so I did size down a lot. And you can tell that I'm not holding my winners as long, and my size is very small. So definitely something to work on. Midday always gets kind of sketchy. It always does get kind of sketchy because you never want to give back the profits. When there was the A plus setup early in the morning, 9:30, markets open, huge volume, huge volatility, huge percentage moves, and you have such a good profit on the day, and then you still keep trading, or you come back and trade midday or power hour, and there's always something in the back of your mind just yapping like, don't get back profits from earlier in the day. That would feel a lot worse than if you gave back a really good day. It would feel a lot worse than if you were to add a little bit more profits on the day. It seems always to seem like that. BWV was definitely the one. BLUE, I also took some trades. Here we are halted down here, news pending, opens up all the way up at 7.99. Did take a scalp for the breakthrough 8, but didn't hold $8. Took it for a small loss. Then it got back in on this dip, taking only a 1 cent profit, as it wasn't really holding up too much in this area. Yeah, and it did after it resumed. It started to flush all the way down here at like 740s, and I was kind of just eyeing it up, and I was hanging around 780. I did take some entries at 757 all the way down here, and it snapped back to 770, so that was not a terrible trade there. But small size, who knows? This was also easy to borrow, so anyone shorting up here is in the green. Or could have had a potential nice 15%. So that was it. BWV for the win. Still did really good, even though I started to size down. Got a little bit too nervous for this next leg here around 12 o'clock. There was still so much meat on this bone. Another 55% potentially. Got a little bit. It was a little bit choppy for sure. A little bit choppy at times, but definitely some good opportunity. But I did nail this. I nailed this opening range breakout of the highs. I took a good initiative to size up to 250 shares. However, I did, I could have gone up that extra leg up to 500 share increments, and then I'll be trading. I would be trading $4,000 to $6,000 positions. If I hit the buy button 3 times, 1,500 shares. That's a $6,000 position. That's kind of the area that I want to be at. And the highest I was in was 1,000 shares, I think, on this stock. I think the biggest trade is 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 shares. So $4,500 position size. So still really in a really good area. I just wish that I never really traded ear. If I didn't trade ear and I didn't get stuck in that drop, who knows? Like if my confidence would still be riding high on BWV from all those winners I had, and who knows? Maybe I would have gotten comfortable sizing into this nice run, and I could be up $500, $600, $700 on the day. That definitely could have been possible. So I guess then the goal tomorrow is to wake up and stay disciplined pre-market. I know pre-market hasn't been too good to me, so gonna stay sized down for pre-market. Market opens, look for the clear winning stock, the one with the most volatility and volume, and get aggressive if the volatility and the volume is there and has a news catalyst and it's a low float stock. Get aggressive, maybe push it even a little bit harder than I did on BWV. But this was golden down here in BWV for that breakout at the open. So if we can see something like that again, that would be awesome. Or even if we have a nice red to green at the open, would be nice. Just what I don't like is those days where the market opens up and you have no idea which stock to be trading. It seemed like today BWV would sort of be the clear winner right out of the gates with this huge volume move. So, which is good. I usually do good when I'm dialed in on one stock versus having so many stocks I'm trying to manage. So yeah, that's the trade recap. 29 minutes. That's damn long. So I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're still watching, please hit the thumbs up button. Also consider subscribing if you're not yet a subscriber, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, for the next day trading recap video. So $205. Had an all right day. Gave a lot off the top, but it's all good. Still hit my daily goal, and tomorrow is going to be another opportunity to do better and have bigger gains, sizing up, being more disciplined, and sticking to my rules. So I'm just going to keep sticking to that. So that's it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, peace.